So here's my front door, and a mess here that is actually nothing, some dead bushes. Put some in, but they weren't getting enough water, so one of them croaked. And this is the next big project. I need to get in here and change the pop-up sprinkler heads so they do their job, clean all this up, and make it ready for maybe even a planter box. But the only thing that kind of worked was these grassy thingies here, but they don't really get enough light. On the other side, they weren't getting nearly enough, so those are croaking. It's always something. What is it? And yes, hi there. Maybe. And then toward the front, near this window, I want to put some pavers under the window, but I can't resist this hummingbird. You understand? They don't sit still very often, so this is kind of cool. Hi there. Hi, little hummingbird. They love the flowers here. There's hibiscus, and I think that's all they are. Oh, there's a buddy. So they love the flowers. Anyhow, so down here I thought maybe pavers to extend this out so it's bigger. Because when people are standing out here, they've got to, oh, I can't stand on this, don't stand on the plants, I'm always yelling. And down in here there's some bulbs that come up in the spring, they're really gorgeous. So I kind of like try to work around those, but anyhow, I think pavers through here would be a great addition and a solution. Then you could put pots of plants rather than deal with in the ground stuff. So this is the big old mesquite tree here, and they had to do some major pruning and cutting, but this is the fabric I put down first, and then I'm starting to expand all that eventually. And down here, here's the large blue rocks around the trunk. They're like $11 a bag or more, so God, of course they would be. And then other major rocks, different sizes around there, nothing too formal. We'll expand that, and then generally speaking from the street this direction, from the corner, I'll have runs of like pseudo rivers of different color rocks, just to add interest that you can actually see from the street. Some people here, they put all kinds of lines and streaks across the yard horizontally, and you really can't even see them from the street. But vertical lines from the street here that go all the way to the back of the property. Here's the sidewalk and the curb. And go all the way back to the property, then going back this way to the end. That you can see, that makes something. I could do the same thing with the same amount of effort and money, sweeping around the tree. It would be kind of cool and different. And along this side, I would really like to finish it off. It looks really weird because of these plants here. So honeysuckles here, a couple of roses, but on this side there's nothing at all, so that needs some help. That will probably get, originally I said 5 big yuccas. That would be great to have some big agaves there, I think, because everything else doesn't look like we live in Palm Springs, nor does it xeriscape. So I will probably have to remove the sod along here to make a proper border, put edging, and then I'll have a chance. I might even bring the edging all the way out to the sidewalk. Might make some sense, but it's kind of an optional thing, no biggie deal. But I have made some progress, and it's just taking forever. But anyhow, these guys who experience that you don't really have to take the sod up, which is like huge, that's great. So the apprehension is in other climates is that weeds and stuff will try to grow underneath because there's no water, getting no light, and it's very hot here in the summertime to really discourage growth, and so it's going to return to desert underneath. And then I had some more bluestones that I brought from the other property. Everyone thought I was crazy with moving all these bags of rocks, but I think I just saved about $100 in the process because I put them around the other side of the walk to match this to some degree. And so there's that much less to do and less to buy. I'm probably going to extend this all the way down the walk at least to here. So believe it or not, that'll probably take 4 more bags of this bluestone, which is gorgeous. That's great. I think it works really well. I can imagine it finished. I just hosed it down so everything's shiny and wet. My big issue, I think, is going to be out here at the, what they call it, the greenway. Anyhow, it's between the sidewalk and the curb. You see how the soil and the grass is very high, so I'm probably going to need to dig out a gouge all the way around so that the fabric was on the same level as the sidewalk at least, and probably all the way around here and up the side here, and then on the other side of the driveway the same issue. The soil and everything is so much higher than the sidewalk. Yeah, just putting stones down there is not going to make it too much. Flat-nosed spade and dig around. By the way, I'm not pulling up the irrigation either. I'm leaving it in the ground. I'm just disabling it at the valve. I'm going down and dirty on this project, but it's expensive enough, just the stones. But I think at this point I'm ready to go to the big stone and rock supply local place and measure very carefully the yardage that I need here, square yards, and then I'll be able to buy X amount of tons of rock and stone and crushed stone to do the area. They will deliver it in a big old nasty truck and dump it right in the middle of the driveway here. By the way, I'm not pulling up the irrigation either. I'm leaving it in the ground. I'm just disabling it at the valve. I'm going down and dirty on this project, but it's expensive enough, just the stones. But I think at this point I'm ready to go to the big stone and rock supply local place and measure very carefully the yardage that I need here, square yards, and then I'll be able to buy X amount of tons of rock and stone and crushed stone to do the area. They will deliver it in a big old nasty truck and dump it right in the middle of the driveway here.